G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment, and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because it is Anzac weekend and island warfare was on in the world of rugby. Moana Pacifica hosting the Fijian Drua at home at North Harbour Stadium in New Zealand. Yeah, this was brutal. Just an absolute brutal game. Lots of big boys bashing each other all day. And yeah, unfortunately, I think that Moana Pacifica came out of this one. The big difference was once again the man himself, the man that I think should be the new and improved All Blacks captain, and that is R11. Now, both teams were pretty similar game plan coming into this game, just lots of physicality, try to play that offload post-contact style of game. And in terms of execution, I think the Endurers, both teams actually started the game with a bit of mistakes, handling errors. It took about 25 minutes before first try was even any points was scored. But I think the difference for Moana Pacific was that when there was a mistake, you can see that someone like Adi Savea steps up and kind of like brings that confidence and kind of like gives everybody that assurance everything is going to be okay from the actions that he put on the field. Like Adi Savea spent the game, offloading some of those opportunities for his teammates to score when he was pretty much close enough to score himself, with the power that we know that he has. And that is like the difference. That is the hallmark of a great leader and a captain, right? You wanted to give confidence to the players around you. You have that confidence as, the captain. You want to share that confidence to the players around you. How do you do that? You set them up for tries with the tries that you could have probably scored yourselves. When your team is a little bit struggling a little bit, you step up and take on a hard carry, make those big plays. He did like a little chip behind and scored a try that was disallowed. Just stuff like that. Just to show the players that the confidence, give player the confidence, give player the someone to look up to. And I think a lot of players around the Moana Pacifica team benefited from that. There was a really excellent performance by Lalo Milo, the center, a miracle. Lai Langi, the blindside flanker, I saw just outstanding. Both of these players as well, just bumping into the players, physicality, excellent all game tonight from these two. And I think a lot of that excellence came out of them because they looked around when things got hard, and Adi Savea stepped up and showed them how it's done. And I think that is the key difference between the two sides. The Fijian Drua play the same style. They had that, also made mistakes early, just like Moana Pacificas did with some handling errors, and that just compounded throughout the game. You can see the confidence slowly kind of evaporate from the Endura team, and no one really did that had that mana that Adi Savea had to step up and just pull everybody back out of the ditch, and everybody kind of just sunk deeper and deeper and deeper into that mentality that you can just see the pressure starting way, and more errors are just unforced out of the Endura players. Now there was moments of brilliance, like always, from the Fijian Enduras, but the overall, I feel like, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I feel like maybe Enduras needed to get one of those overseas big name leaders back, and maybe have just give these guys a little bit more of like Adi Savea style of leadership out there. Let me know if I'm right or wrong on this one, but I feel like both teams had went into low, and then one team came up out of the lows, and the other team struggled to claw themselves out, and that's what it looked like to me out there tonight. So yeah, outside of that, I thought the Moana Pacifica as well, there were periods where they lifted the attack speed, and then the Endurers also struggled a little bit with the kicking game to exit their own half because of that up-tempo speed that Moana Pacifica had, pinging the Endurers inside their own 22, which resulted in more pressure and getting themselves trying to dig themselves out of the hole. When the Endurers was on the front foot, they scored a couple of brilliant tries, but again, the consistency is just not there. It feels a bit disconnected. There were some players were able to kind of get themselves out, and the other players are still lagging a little bit behind in terms of getting into the same page of the playbook. Now, that's pretty much all I wanted to say in terms of the two sides. I think this was a very physical game, very brutal game, very entertaining game. And yeah, I think it's it lived up to the potentials. And I think just Moana Pacifica, just the difference is the big man out there, Adi Savea. And it's also really good to see the two brothers on the field again, Adi Savea and Julian on the field at the same time. I think this might be the first time they're on the field at the same time. But it's been like a number of years now since they were together at the Hurricanes, and it's good to see the two brothers back together on the same field once again. And Julian Savea scored a try after Adi was denied one in the same spot, which was quite the finish to a family sort of setup sort of story there. So yeah, let's have a look at some of the match stats of the game. I would just point out goal kicking was pretty bad for both teams. Armstrong Ravola had last season was like one of the best goal kickers. I don't know what's going on with him. He just looks like he's pushing it a little bit too hard. There was one point where the ball was right in front of the goalpost. He didn't want to take the kick, and he did get the kick. It was like a gimme for him, but it was almost like, let's try to get some more tries. Again, a bit of a that's also a sign that there was a lack of. I don't want to criticize Incanaveri for this. I think it's probably more of a coaching thing backstage of what we want to do on a different stage of the game. But again, Ravola was like, we should go for the line out. I don't think we should kick this. We're like 15 points behind or something. And Incanaveri is like, let's go for the 3 right in front of the goalpost. Again, disconnect in terms of organization as well indicates to me with the coaches hasn't made it crystal clear what the players should be doing. If they're X points behind, like if you're 2 tries behind, should you still kick for the penalties because you run out of time to win the game? Your goal is not to make the scoreboard look big. Your goal is to actually win the game, right? You need to actually put yourself in a position to win the game, not put yourself in a position where it looks like you haven't lost as badly, right? Which I think the mentality was the decision that let's make the scoreboard look a little bit better and doesn't look like not really having a plan to pursue forward to try to find a way to win. So 618. Let's just refresh this because sometimes they do refresh. 618 meters for the Moana Pacifica, 438 for Fijian Drua, 24 defended for Moana Pacifica, 25 for Honduras, 15 turnovers conceded for Moana Pacifica, 19 for the Fijian Druas. I do think the breakdown is definitely more urgent for the Pacifica players than the Fijians. 193 tackles made for Moana Pacifica, 25 missed tackles. 112 tackles made for the Honduras, 24 missed tackles. So the Honduras didn't quite front up physically kneel as much as well in terms of making sure the tackle completion rate is high. 20 kicks in play for the Moana Pacifica, 21 for the Honduras. 4 missed goals out of 6 for Moana Pacifica, and 50%, 2 missed out of 4 for Ravola. 530 kick meters for Moana Pacifica and 530 meters as well for Fijian Drua. I think this might be a little. Let's just reset that. Is that correct? Yep, 530. We go on to the lineouts. 13 lineouts for Moana Pacifica, 3 lost. 10 for the Fijian Drua, 1 lost. Scrum, no losses. A for Moana Pacifica, 7 for Fijian Drua. I thought the scrum was a pretty close battle. Actually, I thought both teams had potential to win. To win, to get an ascendancy over the other, but wasn't really clean enough. I think Engeskana's pretty clinical when it comes to looking at indicators that you have clearly won the scrum. There was a few kind of sideways sort of thing. I just think that pretty close. I think one team could have shown a little bit more and got some more benefits out of the scrummage in there. 5 penalties considered for Moana Pacifica to the 11 for the Fijian Drua. Slightly better discipline as well for the Moana Pacifica players. Now let's have a recap of what happened in this game. 24 minutes. It took about 24 minutes, literally 24 minutes for Moana Pacifica to get the first try on the ball. Both teams were struggling a little bit, like I said early in the game, but there was a poor exit from Fijian Drua, and again, Moana Pacifica got the ball halfway on the field, start counter-attacking. Havili kind of, found some offload to Lord Milo, and then he kind of ran down the sideline, bit of a fend, and then offload to Tuala, who went in for the try. 7 points to 0 for Moana Pacifica. There were some big shots put on left and right. At this point, there was a big truck up and looked like both players were a bit woozy afterwards. At this point, 31 minutes in the game, there was a penalty for Moana Pacifica. They backed themselves. What happened? Yeah. So sorry, no, 6 points. 5 points to nil for the first run. So the Moana Pacifica had the penalty. They won for the line out. Adi Savea really close to the trial line here. The Moana Pacifica players pounding in. Adi Savea probably could have gone over himself. Decided to pop pass to his teammate. Failangi crashed over for the try, and this is what we're talking about. Adi Savea wanted to help his teammates to score some points, give them the confidence to take it up another level instead of himself. Could have probably crashed over, given how close he was at the try line there. 10 points to nil. 33 minutes then, Drua decided to take 3, and Ravola shanked this one. 36 minutes into the game, another penalty for Moana Pacifica. Tap and go, lots of crash balls follows through, and then just sheer power and size. Tupou crashed over for the try. 17 points to nil. Again, Adi Savea was instrumental in getting his teammates in the position with some strong carry himself as well. 17 points to nil, half time for Moana Pacifica. 45 minutes in the game, another penalty to Moana Pacifica. They went for the line out and then just crashed. Again, Adi Savea crashed center field, and then people followed over. Fai Langi finished off crashing over for the try. 22 points to nil. It took 47 minutes before Fijian Drua finally got some points on the board, and there was just a center field ball to Inkanaveri, who just ran straight through 2 defenders who kind of bumped into each other actually in the tackle, and then he broken through under the post. 22 points to 7. Fijian Drua back. 52 minutes into the game, there was a penalty right in front of the goalpost, and Bravola was kind of like, we should go for the line out, and Inkanaveri says we'll take the 3. So that's what we're talking about. There was a disagreement between how the teammates wanted to execute this one. 22 points to 10 for the Indura. 54 minutes, Adi Savea did a little chip and chase himself, scored a try, but there was a knockout leading into it, to a disallowed try. But no fear, his brother, Julian Savea, was there to help. There was a penalty follow this one. There was some crash ball midfield from Adi Savea. The ball came out. Good hands all the way out to the same corner. Adi just got denied a try. Julian Savea goes in for the try, 27 points to 10. From the kickoff, from after this try was scored, there was a bit of a loose ball. The ball kind of just like popped out of the rocks, and one of the Fijian Drua guy just ran onto it, scooped it up, and quickly an offload to the winger Rakuro into the corner, right down the sideline. 27 points to 10. 27 points to 15. Indura strikes back, and then finally, the pretty much the last minute of the game, the Indura tried to run, maybe get a consolation try, and there was a missed pass for the Indura players, and Ofa got the intercept, ran through for a freebie in the last minute of the game. 34 points to 15 for Moana Pacifica. Very dominant, very good performance once again. And I think that, yeah, this is definitely a different team for the Moana Pacifica. And once Adi Savea has joined the fold, and yeah, I think Fijian Drua might need to find someone like that for themselves to get themselves in a different position. They have probably considered that at least. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later for more reviews. Cheers.